So what I want to do is I'm going to put her into this point of tension right here. See, I'm not going to stop her from doing it. That's it. But I'm waiting until she makes a mental choice. My name is Josh Nickel, and this is our second presentation for Art of the Horseman. Last year we spent a bunch of time talking about what it meant to lead a horse and what is it that a horse needs from us. The needs are so important, and meeting those needs are really the only thing that brings a horse peace. And then I took that from the groundwork into the riding. This year we're changing gears a little bit, and we've had a lot of questions about what does that look like for horses that I haven't handled before. So what we've done now is we are taking a horse that I haven't worked before with one of my students, and we're going to go through the work in a kind of a clinic-like environment. So we have 4 sessions with her, and we begin right at the beginning. Now with her, one of the biggest things that I noticed was that she would move physically, but she wasn't releasing internally. And this is where we talk a lot about the difference between lightness and softness. Lightness being that a horse is moving on their outsides, but they can be very tight on their insides. And softness speaking to what's going on internally. Now I really felt in a lot of ways that initially this mare struggled because she wasn't feeling heard. And she struggled quite a bit in the riding, where she was bolting and jumping. And when a horse doesn't feel heard, they will hold anxieties within themselves. And what happens, and you might be able to associate to this with yourself, is that a horse will go from seemingly okay to then blowing up, or spooking or bolting or bucking, because they weren't actually okay. They were holding all of their tensions within themselves. And when they're holding tensions within themselves, you just never know when that's going to overload. So the goal to great horsemanship for me is to be able to help a horse on their insides, to make them feel comfortable and happy and content. And like we did last year where we're meeting a horse's needs, now we want to help this little mare feel heard and speak to her mind. Reach your flag a little bit ahead. That's it. Until you feel, now don't make her. See, there's going to be the difference. So if you're making her make that turn, then you're going to have to keep blocking because she's not actually letting go. Put her into a point of tension. Okay, what I mean by a point of tension is where you're not stopping her from doing the thing she's doing, but you're putting her into a situation where she has to sort out what to do next. Now, put the flag way ahead of her. I don't want you to actually make her do it. Okay, so you're stepping, and then you feel like right here, she starts to block. Like she's already starting to go, and you feel like you have to block her. So what I want to do is I'm going to put her into this point of tension right here. See, I'm not going to stop her from doing it. That's it. But I'm waiting until she makes a mental choice. If you don't get her to make that choice, she is going to push through your reins because you're already in a blocking phase. Okay, so if I step this way, I want to step, and I would like to see her make a mental shift. So I'm going to connect a little bit with my reins, and then I'm just putting her into a tension. There. But I'm not going to do it for her. You see the difference? It needs to be to decision. So I'm not going to stop her. She wants to get out here. I'm not going to stop her. I'm just going to put a little bit until she's like, you know what? This isn't working. I should try something different. Versus you just block her and make her do it. Well, now she hasn't changed her thought. So then they're not letting go of anything. So this is 2 things. One, this is the philosophy of how we're going to work together. I'm going to ask questions, and I'm going to allow you to think through it and make a choice. Okay? And I want her to get to a place where she starts realizing she can be quite successful with me. When a horse can get the answer right, just like anybody, they start feeling good about that connection. Secondly, it's starting to teach her how to follow the aids. Pressure and yield, pressure and yield, pressure and yield. Okay? So I want her to become more balanced. I want to sense balance. I want to give connection. And then I want to start defining the aids. Okay, so just try this again. If they don't have the opportunity to think through it, it's not a decision they're making. They just feel like they're just being made. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good. Excellent. Okay, so just stop for a sec. I just want you to get a vision of this. So envision that there is this canal, okay, and there's a big body of water, and the canal is filled with rocks. So you want to get water to the other end of the canal, and you lift up the dam, and you let water flow through. But because there's so many rocks in there, Most of it splashes out and turns to rapids, and some of it gets down. Okay, so that's one way to get the water down. The other way is remove the rocks. Okay, what you're feeling, okay, her body of water is her hindquarters. The spine is the canal. The resistance you feel are the rocks. Okay, when you connect with your rein and you feel a resistance, she will stop going forward because water doesn't flow through rocks. So what people will encourage oftentimes is push more forward, push more water. Well, then you just have to get really good at always pushing more water over the rock. So you need the amount of water to get to the level of the rock, then you need a little bit more to get water over the rock. Versus remove the stinking rock. The rocks are removed by pressure and yield. So when you connect with the rein, any time you connect and you feel resistance, you apply pressure until that resistance dissolves. And now you become a rock remover versus a rock avoider or go over or whatever. I don't know a term for that, but you know what I'm saying? Like you got to add enough water to get over the rocks. So then this is where push, 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 push comes in. You understand? Why the encouragement to get your leg on her, put on the spurs, get her moving, because there's an assumption that that resistance just is, and we have to get over it. My assumption is no, it is not what it is, and it can be removed. So now when you connect on your rein and you feel that shoulder, you feel your rein and you hang around there until you feel the tension in that shoulder dissolve. Now you've removed rocks. What you're going to notice when that happens, she'll go forward more easily. Every time you remove a rock, there is more forward flow with ease and self-carriage.